What's up, everybody? We're here on beautiful West Point Lake in the southern part of Georgia. It's right on the Georgia-Alabama line. I'm getting a lot of questions lately on some of my favorite ways to catch fish in the fall. It's a beautiful fall day. We're going to approach the mid-60s today. The water temperature is setting in the high 50s, low 60s. And usually during that period of time, you know, I start looking for the shad to make their fall migration to the backs of the creeks. And of course, when that happens, the bass follow. And one of my favorite techniques to use is a spinnerbait. It's a technique that doesn't get talked about a lot, but it still catches big fish. I'll show you kind of what I look for as I look toward the backs of the creeks and how I utilize the spinnerbait. I start idling back off the river in the creeks and looking for balls of bait. A lot of bait balls here showing up, so I know the bait has started their migration to the back of this creek. When I see that, it gets me excited because I know the bass are not far away from those big balls of shad. Once I find creeks that are a lot of shad are moving back in, I start looking around the creeks, inside the creek, for like secondary points, any type like rock or docks, anywhere a bass could set up on to ambush the bait moving into the creek. One of the spinner baits that I like to throw is the Megabass SV3. But what is really cool about this spinner bait, it has the SV blades on it. They're angled blades. And with that angled blade, it really brings to life the beefy wire on this spinner bait. It's a strong hook and it's gonna stay sharp for a long time. This is a hand-tied skirt. It has an extended rubber piece in the skirt as well, so you don't have to throw a trailer on this spinner bait. If you choose to put a trailer on it, it has a really good wire keeper on it. What rod, reel, line combination do you throw on a spinnerbait? You know, for me, majority of the time, as far as line goes, I'm gonna throw 16-pound fluorocarbon line. No matter where I'm at, it just seems like the perfect line size for a spinnerbait, whether you're throwing a 3/8, half, or 3/4. As far as the half ounce goes, I like to throw it on the Megabass Levante Diablo Spec R rod. It's a 7'2" rod. It has a really good soft tip for them to get the bait into it, but it has a parabolic action that flows through the rod. It works great for the half ounce and 3/4 model spinner baits. As far as reel goes, 99% of the time I'm gonna throw a 6'3" to 1, 6'6" to 1 gear ratio reel. You don't, for most of the time, unless you're targeting like spotted bass or smallmouth bass where you have to burn that spinnerbait, you know, you just want a slow, steady retrieve with a spinnerbait. And a 6'3" to 1, 6'6" to 1 works the best for me. You know, as we start to talk about the 3/8 ounce model spinnerbait, there again, as far as line goes, I still use the 16-pound Sunline FC Sniper. I still stick with the 6'2", 6'3", 6'6" gear ratio reels, just because I don't want to, you know, I don't want to overwork that spinnerbait. The only real difference is I use a shorter rod for the 3/8 ounce models spinnerbaits. And the reason being for that, most of the time I'm up really close to my targets, and the shorter 610 model works better for me as far as making pinpoint casts. Here's a prime example of where and how I would fish the 3/8 ounce spinnerbait. As you can see, we're here on a shallow point. We've got a nice blowdown here. The tip of it's probably out in 3 foot of water. We're back about halfway in a creek. So this is a prime example of where a bass would set up as far as ambushing bait coming into the creek. Making those real pinpoint accurate casts on the end of every one of those limbs Just work that spinnerbait in and out of those tree limbs, off the ends of them. One thing I will say about a spinnerbait is wind is always your friend with a spinnerbait. We don't have much wind out here today, but I always like to have wind when throwing a spinnerbait. All right, guys, I hope I was able to answer a few of the questions of where, when, why, and how I utilize the spinnerbait this time of the year. It's been a beautiful fall day out here, and I hope you're able to take some of these tips and apply it the next time you're on the water.